What the fuck? What the fuck? Hello, ASPCA? Yeah, there are two big dogs in my yard, and I think they're about to fight. No, I don't see Michael Vick. Just get out here.
These videos are satiric reviews. You don't have to agree, but don't bitch about it. I hate this channel.
Hey there, I'm Social Injustice Warrior V Infuso, and today I'm joined by...
Sup, it's your XWF champion here again, XHAOZ, with your boy V Infuso yet again, and this time, Taker versus Reigns, WrestleMania. Let's talk about it.
Taker and Reigns' rivalry came from Roman eliminating The Undertaker at that year's Royal Rumble. And everything past that is just kind of a blur to me.
Big dog versus big dog. The prize is the big yard of the big dogs in the big yard. I'm surprised this match wasn't a Kennel from Hell stipulation. The Undertaker had already lost his streak to Brock Lesnar. He had nothing left to prove. He was already 90-something years old. He couldn't go in the ring the way he used to. Yet for some reason he kept coming back for a WrestleMania paycheck. Roman Reigns, who people did not like because of his fucked up booking at the hands of the McMahons, moreover, Big Daddy Vince. And no, I don't mean Big Daddy Vince, V Infuso, that I'm doing this video with. Hi, V.
Hey, Colt Cabana, how you doing?
I mean, Vince McMahon, the guy who I actually have a portrait of in my room for some reason. He stares at me every time I get blowjobs. It's kind of empowering, uplifting.
For a WrestleMania main event, the entrances are pretty tame. If anything, it just kind of seems like your standard Monday night entrances. And like the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H, Jim Ross is brought back to call the action. The match is a no-holds-barred match, which is news to me because I don't remember that at all. The bell rings and the dead man immediately takes the fight to the big dog, reassuring him that it's still his yard. But Reigns retaliates, showing he can more than hold his own against the man from the dark side. The two continue to struggle to maintain dominance in this match, each hitting their fair share of power moves and standing their own ground. And you know what? Again, this is another match, thus far at least, that is surprisingly a lot better than I remember it being. And Taker, for his age, long list of past injuries, and ring rust from barely ever working, is doing pretty damn good. Like, I'm not going to say that this was up there with his matches with Shawn Michaels or his matches with Triple H, but I do think it definitely outdoes his match with Brock Lesnar. The crowd, unfortunately, isn't as lively as they should be, which is sad because the aura of the match would have definitely benefited from that. But considering that this is a 7 or 8 hour show, I guess it's somewhat understandable. I mean, I have ADHD. I can't sit through 7 hours of anything. Hell, sometimes I start these videos and I just walk away. I just walk away from them so I can do something else entirely unrelated. The two wrestle a very competitive match, which showcases the strengths and just overall strength of both men. Roman, don't do that. That has never ended well for anyone who attempted to get Undertaker in that position. Someone didn't do their homework. You deserve everything you get.
The match actually was better than expected. It was. We all knew the Undertaker couldn't go the way he used to. He was older. He was along in years. And Roman Reigns obviously is younger, more agile, and he carried the match, which I gotta give him credit for.
The only part of this match that is a little hard to watch is seeing Taker struggle to jump up for the tombstone. Though to be fair, the commentary team does do a good job of explaining that away. And as a wrestling fan, I actually prefer wrestling to look a little bit sloppy. I mean, I hate how perfectionist some marks can be. knocking anything that doesn't look perfectly choreographed and executed. I think sloppiness and occasional minor fuck-ups give the matches a gritty sense of realism. Hell, look back at Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the biggest stars of all time, and the biggest stars in the late 90s. He was one of the sloppiest workers of all time, and people loved it, myself included. And I just can't get over how invested I am in this match. I mean, maybe it's because I've had the displeasure of sitting through the end of the streak and the match with Shane McMahon, but this match is better than it has any right being. They reenact select parts of Taker's Mania 27 and 28 matches, and even replicate Shawn Michaels' I'm sorry to Ric Flair before kicking him in the face and retiring him. That's not to say I don't think Roman and The Undertaker are talented workers, they most definitely are. Roman is a lot better than most people give him credit for. He does a little, but what he does very well. Taker is obviously one of the greatest, and disputably the greatest big man to ever lace his boots and enter a wrestling ring. But Reigns has always struggled to get over with the general audience, and The Undertaker hasn't had a memorable performance in years at this point in time. This is actually pretty damn good, and you gotta give credit to both men. There's different points where each man takes the lead, and it seems very much like they're giving just as much as they're taking in this match. Not sexually. Not sexually. Another thing I have to give this match proper credit for is that more than Undertaker's match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, a match which saw Taker lose his legendary 2-decade-long undefeated streak at WrestleMania, this match with Roman Reigns seems like a real, legitimate passing of the torch. It's done well, and truthfully speaking, matches like this really make me respect Reigns as a worker more. He held down his own with one of the all-time greats, and even at times, led and carried the match.
But we're not here to talk about the match itself. We're here to talk about what happened after. Well, at least I am. As expected, Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker. And after The Undertaker counted the lights, Roman left the ring. The Undertaker got up, took off his gloves, took off his coat, took off his hat, took off his jockstrap. Wait, no. I think he kept that on. He hugged his wife. He hugged his kid. He walked all the way up to the middle of the ramp. And then he put his fist in the air for what we thought would be the last time. And then he came back.
Several months later.
Tombstone pile driver! Rest in peace, John Cena!
The fuck? Oh, hell no. I want my tears back. Every time we've seen The Undertaker since has either been a squash match or subpar matches that were only set up to appease a Saudi Arabian prince or to fill the pockets of people who just don't know when to give up and call it quits. The Undertaker has a legacy that will span generations. My great-great-grandkids will probably know about The Undertaker. His mystique will last for ages. He stayed in character longer than anybody except for maybe the Ultimate Warrior. And I think the Ultimate Warrior was just on drugs, so that might not have been character. That was just drugs. That was definitely the drugs. But Mark Calloway, the man behind The Undertaker, if you look in a dictionary and find the definition of preserving kayfabe, you'll see his face right there with his eyes rolled in the back of his head and his tongue sticking out his mouth like he's looking for some pussy. I don't understand why, well, aside from the money, which we keep coming back to, the great green dollar bill. The match was unnecessary, but since it did happen, it should have been where the Undertaker had his final ride, his last ride, pun intended. And yet, he disappointed everyone, in my opinion. Now, don't get me wrong. It's always great to see The Undertaker no matter what. But if that would have been the last time we saw him, at least in character, I would have been fine with it. And I also feel like him returning after that kind of really, like, it puts a damper in the push that Roman was supposed to get, the rub that Roman was supposed to get from defeating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Because if you defeated the original Big Dog, then why is he still showing up? Clearly, you haven't tended to your yard properly. Hey, it was a missed opportunity. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would have never had the streak defeated. I would have had him retire with the streak intact. Had it like one of the 9th wonders or 10th wonders of the world, being the Undertaker streak, which was never defeated. So, second option, I would have had him just disappear into the abyss after getting defeated by Roman Reigns. And had that be it. Because I'm pissed. I cried. Some bullshit.
The big downside of this match for me is its ending. I personally thought it could have used a bigger spot or just a bit more than a spear to close the night off. There's iconic shots of both Reigns and Taker following the loss. Roman leaving the building to firework pyro as The Undertaker struggles to sit up and ultimately leaves his hat, gloves, and trench coat in the ring. Which leads me to think,
Could this be symbolic? Could this be symbolic? Is it symbolic, King? Is it symbolic?
that's only solidified when Taker exits the ring and kisses his wife Michelle McCool in the crowd before making his own exit. And ladies and gentlemen, the dead man has left the building. And as far as I'm concerned, while this was a respectable effort and a beyond decent match from both men, the aftermath of this match, the after match, if you will, is a complete missed opportunity. Following this match, if Roman Reigns was to turn heel, I think it would have truly put him over the top. And him being the guy who rid the wrestling world of one of its biggest stars didn't exactly help that notion. How much better would it have been if Reigns came out bragging about taking out The Undertaker? If he built himself up as the man who could do the impossible, the man who did something no one else could do in 2 decades. Sure, he wasn't the one who ended the streak, he was the one who ended The Undertaker. And how much better would Reigns have looked if this truly was Undertaker's last match? If this was the last time we saw the Phenom? Regardless, I'm glad I got a chance to see this match again and gain a new appreciation over it. And it's the last legitimate, seemingly competitive match The Undertaker's been in. And you know something? It'll be the last one he'll ever be in. And guys, hey, if you get the chance, please check out XHAOZ Williams' channel. He's got some really funny skits and comedy shorts over there to check out. So quite frankly, if you're not tuning into him, you're missing out.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. You're watching the social injustice warrior, the Infuso's channel, dude. So if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too want to become a VTard, don't forget to like and subscribe, and click that little bell icon to get updates and notifications. Ooh, tell him what up, Mach. Ooh, yeah. Follow the man on Twitter, yeah, because we all know it's not stalking if it's on the internet, yeah. Join the madness by joining the Discord, and if you have a moment of time and a free $1 to spare, head over to the SIJW's Patreon, dig it, where you can request videos, get exclusive videos, and early access to content, yeah. Or go down to PayPal, where you can buy the shirts, brother. But most importantly, just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.